Happy Saturday night, Sooner fans. Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. If you are not subscribed to our channel, please do so. Turn on your notifications. What a game today for the Sooner basketball squad as they beat the cross-state rival Arkansas Razorbacks 79-70 in a game that was not even that close. It was a game that OU dominated pretty much the entire second half, so much so that Musselman got ejected just like he did 2 years ago. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to make a bold prediction right now, Sooner fans. The floor for this team at OU is the Sweet 16, and the ceiling is the Final Four. This team has it all. Athleticism, shooting, chemistry. They're unselfish. I keep watching each game thinking, am I going to be less impressed this game? And I can't be. I'm more impressed each game I see. Today, McCollum is the leading scorer again, scoring 15 in the second half, ending with 20 points. But there were so many guys today, I think, that really stepped up and played a great game, guys.
Right, and something you said was this Oklahoma team, they didn't only dominate in the second half, they dominated in the first half, especially defensively, Jeremy. Arkansas, they had no easy baskets. To be honest, they got bailed out by several calls. I don't know how many free throws they shot in the second half. Had to have been over 20. I felt like
for the whole game, they shot 31. They were 26-31 at the line.
Yeah, it felt like I was watching free throw practice more than like an actual basketball game for Arkansas. It was just a really ticky-tacky game called in the second half. And, I think we need to start off with Jalen Moore on the defensive side of the ball. He might be a top 5 defensive player in the whole entire country. He's athletic. He's long. He can guard 1 through 5 as well on defense, which I think gives Coach Moser the opportunity to really use him in so many different spots to which this team can adjust so great on who they are playing. So, I think that really Oklahoma, Jeremy, as you said, this team has everything it takes to get to far in the NCAA tournament, at least a Sweet 16. They have one of the better guards in the country in JV and McCollum. They have 2 solid bigs. They have Milo Uzan, who's one of the best young players in the whole entire country. People forget he's only a sophomore, and he started probably over 30 games in his career already. So he has obviously a very large amount of experience. Otega Owe, he's shooting the ball great. He looks confident when he steps out onto the court. He's taking it off the dribble, creating his own shot. And, I think that with the experience they have off the bench with guys like Hughley and Suarez and Darthard, it allows for this team to be able to not have a significant drop-off, or frankly, to be honest, a drop-off at all whenever those guys come in the game.
Yeah, Jeremy mentioned the chemistry. That was the big question is Porter Moser landed the athletes this offseason. That's been answered. You look at how they're playing. It's how is all of these guys that they brought in from the portal going to mesh on a team. And it's right now they're 9-0. It's working out perfectly. This team has great chemistry, the way that they play for each other, the way that they're able to, McCollum can take over at times. Uzan can take over at times. Otega Owe can take over at times. Jalen Moore can take over at times. You're just going down the list. Sam Godwin's playing the best basketball of his career right now, playing really good for the Sooners. Even though he's not able to shoot it the way that Hughley can at times, it doesn't matter. He's getting points. He's playing really good defense, and he's a walk-on. He's not playing like it. He's been great over the past 2 years. He was never the issue last year. This was the first really big test so far. There was this over the month of December. There was 3 non-conference games that you had to watch for. You have Providence, Arkansas, then you'll have North Carolina in about 10 days. So to see how they do in that. But going into this stretch, if you say they win 2 games, it's really good. And right now they're 2-0 in those games so far, with a big win over Providence and another big win over Arkansas today.
Yeah, and you look at their non-con guys. I challenge you to find 3 or 4 teams that have more impressive wins with USC, Providence, Arkansas, and if they can beat North Carolina. I don't know if there's going to be any other team with as quality of wins as OU. And then you're playing in the Big 12. And you mentioned Uzan and some others. Listen, I was sitting there watching the game today, and we had pretty good view there where we were on that second half. But I was sitting there watching Uzan with his left hand thinking, this guy's really good. But if he was the only guy, it wouldn't be as special. Like you said, Hunter, there's so many guys. Suarez at one point in the second half, shot clock was at 5. He's diagonal on the 3-point line, and he really just broke his guy off the dribble, got to the free throw line, and had a wide open Russell Westbrook kind of pull up Jay. He missed it, but I was thinking there, they have so many guys if the shot clock is dwindling down that can just go score. Haven't had in the past. This team would run laps around last year's team and the year before's team. It's not even close, the team that's on there. And I think there's no ego. And Moser, I'm giving Moser a whole lot of credit for that. The culture, that was his number one goal when he came in a few years ago. It's changed. I never questioned if he could change the culture. I just questioned the offense and the lack of talent, and he does. He's got his guys, and Clayton Custer, the one who was promoted to assistant. I just like everything about this team and where they're going and just the excitement around the program. It is a fun team to watch. The sky's the limit.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I know the quote, everyone remembers it from Brent Venables about suffocating, relentless defense. I mean, that's what they're playing right now on the basketball court, and just the way that they play it. I mean, you watch Jalen Moore. No one plays with more emotion and energy than he does. And then you have Otega Owe to match it. Like, this team is going to be fun. It's going to be really fun to see how they are able to play once you get into the brutal gauntlet stretch of the Big 12 play, because this team is really good, but we got to wait a little bit to see how they translate in Big 12 play. And I really think they're going to do fine. I think you're 100% right, Jerm, when you're saying that this team is a Sweet 16 team. I mean, if they're playing as hot as they're playing right now, when it comes March, like, there's no way they don't win at least 2 games in the tournament.
That's right. And I think just once again, how this team plays defense, it's so connected 1 through 5. And Arkansas, they probably have one of the more talented teams in the whole entire country, I would say. Although they're 6-3 now, lost to Oklahoma, they still are going to be a team that's going to make a run in the tournament. They're very well coached. They're an athletic team. They have probably, I would say, 2 NBA players probably at least on that roster. So it's just that, man, what Oklahoma is doing, they continue to impress me. Jeremy, I agree. I've been like, man, when is this team maybe going to have that bad game? Or maybe just, because the last 2 years we've seen them maybe just have some letdowns in games that maybe they should have won, right? And then they've been able to be in games that they shouldn't have been in. So it's like now this team, we're seeing the consistency build. And, although Arkansas was able to slow it down, Oklahoma, they made Arkansas play at their pace. Because whenever Oklahoma would run in transition, Arkansas could not compete with them.
Yeah, OU definitely got it to their pace in the second half. First half, Arkansas was kind of controlling the pace early on. But, didn't talk a lot about Suarez, but he's a guy off the bench that, in my opinion, was probably the MVP today. He hit the corner 3. Darhart hit the corner 3. You got guys, if they're hitting the threes, I'm going to give a comparison right now before we get off here, but I compare this team a lot to the Baylor team that had multiple guards that could get to the rack when they wanted. They had a big guy in the middle, but the athleticism from Baylor, they could defend and they could score all over. They had 4 to 6 players in double figures. And if you go look at OU stats this year, OU is going to have 4 to 6 guys. I think it's an accurate comparison to that team of Baylor squad. And so that's something I think to look for. We're not as good shooting the 3 as that team was for Baylor, but athletically and ball handling, the key for OU, guys, is going to be limiting turnovers. Cannot turn the ball over. I think that's the one key. But
yeah,
wow,
we've seen those issues so far at times, but I mean, it hasn't bit them yet. Like, they didn't play great offensively against Providence. They still won that game by 21 points. They shot just over 40% from the field in that game. And then today, I mean, Rivaldo Suarez, he had a massive game in the scrimmage. If you guys remember that, everyone was like, okay, who is this? Because there were so many transfers coming in, his name kind of fell to the bottom. And today, that was a career day for him off the bench. against Arkansas. I mean, it was a hostile environment, a chippy game. I mean, 6 technical fouls. That's insane. He got one. I'm still not sure how he got one there. We'll need to go back and watch the TV broadcast, and maybe they'll show how he got one when Musselman got a double tech and that whole ordeal of who knows why he charged refs. I still don't know the answer to that.
I don't know who's laughing now, but I know it's probably not Musselman. Showed himself, and listen, OU still has not shown their best. This team has not played their best, and I think it's safe to say that the best is yet to come. You need to get out to the LNC and watch this team. You have to. This is such an exciting group. Reminds me a lot of some great teams in the past. But again, if you're not subscribed to our channel, make sure you do that. The best is yet to come on the Sooner Surge as well. But thanks for subscribing. Great win today across against the out-of-state rivals and the Razorbacks. We didn't hear much pig suing today, and that's a great day. Till next time, Boomer.
Boomer.